All right, novice guys making their way to the stand here. Here comes Elliott. Did you turn it on? You have no steering. Dalton Castillo to the track. Where is Anthony Petit? You are up. Anthony Petit, you're up. Novice, you guys are up. Here comes Anthony, hustling up there. I like that. All right, you guys go ahead, roll him around, check him in. One lap, do one lap, and then park it on the start of the front straightaway. Is it just a wheel nut, Logan, or is it broken? It's a terminal. Just a wheel nut. We need an M4 wheel nut and a wheel nut wrench to the track. Stat. Straightaway is closed. M4 wheel nut and a wheel nut wrench to the track. Stat. Jerry Klingbeil, you want to come this way a little closer so we can fix it? We don't have to run across the track. You're too slow on the draw there, Thierfelder. Huh? Okay, Ryan, never mind. Come back. These guys are not prepared. Gavin just came out here to grab the car, apparently. All right, while we wait here, the order in this one going to be Justin Visser going to go off first, Blake Landrum, Dan Watkins, Ryder Smith, Anthony Petit, and Jeffrey Hilgendorf. Kyle, you want to help me out and line these guys up in a favorable manner of a good start? Let Kyle grab your car, guys. Yep. All right, Ellie just checked in. All the guys bring them back to the start of the straightaway here. Justin, bring it on back. Help me out. Spin them around. All right. Justin Visser going to go up first. Blake Landrum, Dan Watkins, Ryder Smith, Anthony Petit, Jeffrey Hilgendorf, and Elliott Castillo. All right, guys. I'm going to call you guys by name. Justin. Blake. Dan Watkins. Ryder Smith. Anthony Petit. Jeffrey Hilgendorf. And Elliott Castillo. All right, we're off and rolling here. Novice race number 1 on the track. This is the future of RC racing right here. Watching the sweeper. Just go nice and easy out there. Smooth, cool, calm, and collected. That is the name of the game here. Not trying to go fast, just trying to go clean. No mistakes. And not break Dad's truck. All right, about a minute into this one, we got Blake Landrum out front, Ryder Smith, Jeffrey Hilgendorf. That's the top three. Dan Landrum, Anthony, Dan Watkins, Elliot Castillo, and Justin Visser. Blake Landrum out front after suffering a lost wheel nut in the warm-up lap here. Cruising around in that dark green buggy. Working a step-down section now. Commentator's curse gets it wrong. Landrum across the line, 24-4. 15-lap run working for Blake. Dan Landrum in the 2, so it's Landrum's 1 and 2 right now. Setting a tone here in our novice class. 15 for Blake, 14 for Dan. 13 for Anthony, Ryder, Dan Watkins, and Jeffrey Hilgendorf. Elliot Castillo on a 10. Justin Visser on a 9 with 2:45 to go. $2:15 to go in this one. Our leader working down the straightaway. Blake Landrum across the line, 18-3. Hot lap of the race that time by on lap number 8. 16-lap run now working for Landrum. Dan Landrum in that 2 spot, 14 and a 5:17 for him. 13s for Watkins, Hilgendorf, Petit, Smith. Castillo on a 10. His best lap last time by. Justin Visser on a 9-lap run with 1:50 to go. Watching in front of the stand. Novice guys showing us the way around the track. Watch your ankles. 1:25 to go. Blake Landrum still out front. 15-lap run. Dropped off that 16. Dan Landrum hanging on to the 2 spot, so it's Landrum's 1 and 2 right now. Hilgendorf moving up to the 3. Petit in the 4. Watkins 5. Smith 6. Castillo 7 and Visser 8. .45 seconds to go. Watch it on the straightaway. .10 seconds to go here in our novice division. It's the Landrums out front all race. Anthony Petit mounting a charge here at the end. Getting close to Dan Landrum, 1.5 separation. Hilgendorf another half second off of that. Watching a sweeper wall. Time has expired. Everybody's still live. Justin Visser, you are the first one done. Hilgendorf done. Ryder Smith done. Blake Landrum done. Dan Watkins is done. There's Anthony. Waiting on Dan Landrum and Elliot Castillo. Elliot is done. Just waiting on one more. That light green. And that's a race. Blake Landrum going to take that one. 15-lap run. 14 for Anthony. Dan on a 14. 13s for Hilgendorf. Smith. Watkins. Castillo on a 10. Justin Visser on a 9. Everybody from that last race out to Marshall. We only got 5 guys in this next one. Modified two-wheel drive short course. So we'll need some volunteers after this race. All right, mod short course guys, roll them around. Check them in. All right, everybody is checked in. The order in this one going to be Riley Becker, Nick Billy, Chuck Billy, Matt Sunderledge, and Trevor Vandhei. All right. Oh, what do we got going on? Oh, nope, we're good there. All right, I'm going to call you guys by name. Riley, Nick, Chuck, Matt Sunderledge, and Trevor. All right, modified two-wheel drive short course truck. You heard that correctly. It is not 2010. We are racing mod short course truck today. Riley Becker out front early on in this one. Sunderledge, Nick Billy, Chuck Billy, and Trevor. Riley out on a 19-lap run right now. 18s for Sunderledge and Billy. Vanderhei on a 16. 15 for Chuck Billy with 3:55 to go. Riley working across the line. 17 flat. Drops him down to 18 and a 5 flat pace. He's got about 4 seconds on that 2-spot car and Nick Billy right now. Scratch at Matt Sunderledge moving up to the 2. Nick Billy down to the 3 after a rough lap. Trevor in the 4. Chuck Billy in the 5. 3:30 to go. Becker back on a 19-lap run. 16-2 last time across the line. Riley in that blue and orange. Working a driver stand triple right now. 16 flat across the line last time by. New hot lap of the race for Becker. Little kiss off the pipe there. He's nervous. $2:55 to go. Our leader working the kicker section right now. 2 tires on that curb and a little crossed up on the downside. Sunderledge in that 2 spot. Nick Billy in the 3. Trevor and Chuck. Riley, the only guy in a 19-lap run right now, stretched it out 4.8 seconds over Sunderledge in that 2 spot. Sunderledge in the yellow and blue. A little bit of gray in there. Working the tabletop section right now. Nick Billy in the 3 spot. 2:15 to go. I'll need a couple volunteer marshals after this one for sure. 3 down, 2 to go. Becker out front, 19 and a 5, 15, 16-5 across the line. Sunderledge hanging on to the 2 spot, 18.507 for him. 5.1 the separation. We got about a 10-second gap from that to Nick Billy. 17.509 for him, 5.12 for Trevor. Chuck on a 16 and a 5.19 with 1:30 to go. 1:10 on the clock. Leader working the step downs. Blue and orange. Working down the line here. Last time 16-2. Gonna back it up 17-2. Falling off that 18 or 19 lap run rather. 18 and a 5:02. Falling into the clutches of Matt Sunderledge now. 1.2 the gap. Sunderledge goes 16-5. That seems sporty. $40 seconds to go. 1.5 separation up front, Becker and Sunderledge. They've gapped significantly to Nick Billy now, Trevor Vandehei, and Chuck Billy with 30 seconds on the clock. Riley Becker with a nightmare lap there, 20.3, going to give Sunderledge the lead spot. Now it's 1.3 the gap in favor of Sunderledge. Another questionable one there across the line, going to extend the gap to 2.3. Watching in front of the stand, the Billy's getting it wrong. Riley Becker, you are done. Nick Billy done. Vandehei done. Everybody is done. Sunderledge going to take that one in the last couple laps. 18-5:04. 5:07 for Riley Becker. Marshals on your blowers. Elliot Castillo. Nick Billy, 17 and a 5:08. 16 and a flat for Trevor. Chuck Billy, 15 and a 5:08. Start on the other side, Elliot. Yep, start over there. Then I'll need a couple volunteer marshals after that one. We only had 5 guys in that race, so I need a couple volunteer marshals. Hold the cars while the blowers are going. You could tell a volunteer marshal to take a break. I mean, that's all right. That's fine. I'll take it. Make Riley marshal there. You take a break. All right, go ahead and roll him around. Check him in. You guys are locked in. The marshals are marshaling. Thank you. Somehow a guy in that race now doesn't have a spot to marshal. Whatever, that's a good problem to have, I think. I'll take it. All right, everybody is checked in. Stop them on the straightaway. Then I need Kyle Jorgensen to go across the line, and only Kyle Jorgensen. All right, go ahead and bring it back. And then I need Bo Zantow to go across the line only. Perfect. All right, the order in this one going to be Jeremy Zantow, Alex Gilbert, Dan Homuth, Kyle Jorgensen, Lucas Lenhart, Bo Zantow, Pat Kursky, and Dalton Castillo. All right, guys, I'm going to call you by name. Jeremy. Alex Gilbert. Dan Homuth. Kyle Jorgensen. Lucas Lenhart. Bo Zantow. Pat Kursky. And Dalton Castillo. Remember, guys, I call you by name. That's when you go, when I call your name. Not when you feel like going or when you think you should go. Gilbert opening up with the best 2 laps. 17-lap run out of the gate. Castillo in the 2 spot. Homuth, Jorgensen, Zantow. That's Bo Zantow. Kursky, Jeremy Zantow, and Lucas Lenhart. 1 minute in, 4 long minutes to go. Alex Gilbert. That all yellow. A little bit of black trim on that bad boy. Working a 17-lap run. Currently on the back door of Dalton Castillo, who is hanging out in the 3 spot. 1:20 in, 3:40 to go. Gilbert, Castillo, Jorgensen, that's the top 3. Alex on a 17-lap run, 16 for Dalton. 18 flat last time by across for Dalton Castillo. Backs it up 17-9. Back-to-back hot laps for the magenta and white of Castillo. Jorgensen in the 3, 15 in a flat. 15-5, 13 for Kursky. 14 for Homuth, 13 for Lenhart, 13 for Zantow, and 12 for Bo Zantow with 3:05 to go. Gilbert in that all yellow and the black. White wheels. Working down the step-down chicane right now. 16.503 is his pace. Now it's 16.508. Dalton Castillo closing in 1.5 separation. Dalton getting caught up with lap traffic just a bit there. Dalton's in that magenta and white working the straightaway right now. Kyle Jorgensen in that 3 spot. Kursky in the 4, Homuth 5, Jeremy in the 6, Bo in the 7, Lucas Lenhart in the 8, 2:10 to go. Top 2 guys on 16-lap runs, that's Gilbert and Castillo. Jorgensen on 15, Kursky on 15, Homuth on 15, 19.5 last time by for Dan Homuth, his best lap on lap number 8. $1:45 to go. Gilbert and Castillo, reverse order how you see them on the track right now. 1 and 2 working down the straightaway. 2 leading out 1. 1:20 to go. Castillo got the leader on his bumper here. Excellent driving. These guys working it out. That's some Richard Simmons racing right there. Oh, Castillo getting all sorts of crossed up. Hangs on to it. 50 seconds to go. Put him on the straightaway. Straightaway. Thank you. 40 seconds on the clock. Gilbert out front. Stretching it out. 7.2 over Dalton, who's got a generous margin on Kyle Jorgensen, who's only got 2.8 on Pat Kursky. Then we got Homuth, Bo, Jeremy, and Lucas. 25 seconds to go. Keep going, keep going. Everybody is still live. Jeremy Zantow, first one done. Bo Zantow, second one done. Kyle Jorgensen done. Alex Gilbert, Dan Homuth, you guys are done. There's Castillo. There's Kursky. Waiting on one more. Just waiting on Lucas Lenhart. Lucas in that all red. Huh? Oh. All right, that's a race. Alex Gilbert going to take that one, 17 and a 5:20. 16 5:10 for Castillo, 15 5:13 for Kursky, 5:15 for Jorgensen, 5:19 for Homemuth. 13 lap runs for both the Zantows and Lucas Lenhart out on the last lap with an 11. All those guys from the last race set the cars down right out to Marshall. All right, stock short course heat 2. Where's the rest of you? Only 5 guys on the stand. There's 6. You guys go ahead, roll them around, check them in. Oh, yeah, no Adam Gratz. He said he might miss the first one. All right, everybody is checked in. Let's bring them to the line here. The order in this one going to be Showtime Villaroo is going to go up first. Nick Billy, Grant Runkle, Matt Sauter, Sean Gruitt, and Tom Siegel. All right, guys. Marshall's Look Alive drivers, I'm going to call you by name. June. Nick Billy. Grant Runkle. Matt Sauter. Sean Gruitt. And Tom Siegel. Race number 4, second heat of stock short course off and rolling here. Saturday Night Fever. Saturday afternoon fever. Runkle opening with the best 2 laps. Villaroo's in that 2 spot, not far off. Nick Billy very close as well. So top 3 guys separated by 6/10 after 1 minute. Now it's Runkle, Billy, Villaroo's. Then we got Sauter, Gruitt, and Siegel. Watch it around the carousel. Runkle across the line, 17-1. Hot lap at a race on lap 4, 18 and a 5:10 the pace. 5:17 for Nick Billy. Villaroo 17 and a flat. 16 for Sauter, 14 for Gruitt and Siegel. 3:30 to go. Runkle in that all red Lightning McQueen mobile. Working a step down chicane right now. He's got about 1.1 on the 2 car, June Villaroo's. Now it's 1.3, 17-2 across the line. 18-5, 11 the pace. 2 down, 3 to go. June taking 3/10 off of Runkle that previous lap. The gap is down to 0.9 now. Runkle working the line right now. 17-5. Last lap for Villaroo, 17-3. 9/10 separation, 2:25 to go. Nick Billy throwing down 17 flat, trying to get in the mix here. A little work to do. Matching 17-3s for the top 2 cars. It's 1 second up front, 2:10 on the clock. Runkle and Villaroo's granting that all red. Villaroo's in the white, yellow, seafoam green. 16-8 last time by for Villaroos. Takes a chunk off of Runkle. Half a second up front now. Gonna back it up 17-5. Now it's 6/10. 18-5-12 to an 18-5-13. 1:35 on the clock. Runkle got Villaroos charging hard here. They've separated from the Nick Billy, Matt Sauter, Sean Gruitt, Tom Siegel battle. 1:25 on the clock. Runkle throws down his best lap, that time by 17-0. Stretches that gap out to 1.8 over Villaroos. Last lap for Villaroos, 18-1. Backs it up 17-9. It's 2.2 up front now. Runkle with another sporty one, 17-3. 4 down. Heavy contact with the outside wall there. I believe that was Sauter. Those walls don't move. 45 seconds to go. Watch it on the platform. It's clear. Leaders working the traffic. All red is your leader. "25 seconds to go in this one. Runkle, Villaroos, Billy, Sauter, Gruitt, and Siegel. 21-5, two-wheel drive buggy up next. Another fast lap for Runkle when it counts. 17 flat again, a little bit faster of a 17 flat this time. Keep going, keep going. Everybody's still live. Matt Sauter, you are done. You're the only one done. Villaroos done. Runkle done. Nick Billy done. Rest of you guys should be done when you cross the line. Waiting on Gruitt and Siegel. There's Sean Gruitt. Waiting on one more. All right. And that's a race. Grant Runkle going to take that one. Marshals on your blowers, please. Runkle going to take that one. 18-5-12. 5:15 for Villaroos. 17 for Nick Billy. 15 for Matt Sauter. 14 for Gruitt. 12 for Tom Siegel. Hey, get his phone number. June, after the race. Let him blow the track off. Get his phone number. He's at a funeral. Just for round one. All right, go ahead, roll him around, check him in. Just waiting on a check-in from Bo Zantow and Lucas Lenhart. Everybody else is checked in. There's Mr. Zantow. Here comes Lucas. The order in this, I'm going to be Dalton Castillo, Neil Becker, Andrew Schultz, Kelly Bing, Lucas Lenhart. Lucas, go ahead and check in for me. Bo Zantow and Jesse Wolkenheim. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to call you by name. Dalton. Neil. Andrew. Kelly. Lucas. Bo. And Jesse. All right, if you couldn't tell from the roar of the motors, it's 21.5, two-wheel drive buggy on the track right now. Race number 5. Race number 6 should be lined up. 7 should be plugging their batteries in. Give these guys a couple laps to settle in here. Wolkenheim out front, 18-lap run early on. Schultz in the 2. Scratch at Castillo in the 2. Schultz in the 3. Becker, Bing, Zantow, and Lenhart. 3:35 to go. Wolkenheim working across the line here. All white, yellow wheels. 17.4 last time by. 18.5, 12 is his pace. Working that platform section right now. Andrew Schultz in the 2 spot. Schultz in the all silver. Good looking wing on that thing. Black wing on the Schultz mobile. That is G Money approved. Castillo taking over to 2. Back and forth every lap. Schultz and Castillo. Those two separated by 0.2 of a second with 2 down, 3 to go. Wolkenheim across the line, 17.1. New hot lap at a race. 18.5, 12. Castillo in that magenta and white working the driver's stand triple. Him and Schultz back and forth literally every lap. Andrew Schultz doing his best lap on lap 7, 17.6. Earns himself the largest margin he's had the entire race. Large margin. Halfway down, halfway to go. It's 4/10 up front between Schultz and Castillo. Little break to Becker, Zantow, Bing, and Lenhart. 2:15 to go. Castillo across the line, 17.3, his best lap that time by. 17.5, 11 the pace. Schultz goes 18.2, so Dalton and Andrew separated by 0.7. It's about to be a little bit more now. Andrew on his lid, scuffing up that pretty black wing. 1:45 to go. Castillo with a rough lap of his own. Dalton and Andrew both doing 20-plus second lap times right there. Dalton going to recover with a 17.8. Here comes Andrew screaming down the straightaway with a 17.6. His best lap at a race, anger lap from Andrew Schultz. Look at him up there, he's fuming. Don't smile, Andrew. I just said you were fuming. 1:05 to go. Wolkenheim, Castillo, Schultz, Becker, Zantow, Bing, and Lenhart. Watch it going into the tabletop. Jesse still the only guy on an 18-lap run right now. Dalton, 17.5, 16. He separated 2.4 over Andrew Schultz in that 3 spot. Schultz now got to contend with Neil Becker. Those two separated by 1.9. Neil Becker throwing down 17.9. Hot lap for him on lap 13 with 35 seconds to go. Creeping in on Andrew Schultz here. Oh, Neil up on 2 wheels, saves it. .20 seconds to go. Bo Zantow throwing down his best lap from P5, 19.1 for Bo. Volkenheim with a rough one, going to drop him down to a 17-lap run now. 17.502, 5:14 for Castillo, 5:18 for Schultz. Neil Becker, 16.507. 15s for Bo and Kelly. Lucas, a little bit of mechanical errors here and there, a little work to do. Everybody is still live. Andrew Schultz, you are the first one done racing in front of you. Neil Becker is done. Waiting on everybody else besides Andrew Schultz and Neil Becker. Castillo is done. Lenhart done. Volkenheim done. Waiting on Zantow and Bing. Just one more to finish. Bo Zantow. Still racing in that orange. And that's a race. Marshall's on the closest blower to you. Someone grab that number 3 blower. Volkenheim going to take that one, 17.503. 5:17 for Castillo. 16 and a 5 flat for Andrew Schultz. 5:06 for Neil Becker. 15 for Kelly Bing. 15 for Bo Zantow. Lucas Lenhart with a 9. Set those cars now right out to Marshall. Mr. Bing, I'll take you over in this location instead. Oh, never mind. Mr. Zantow's got that. All right, go ahead, roll him around, check him in. All right, everybody gets checked in. The order in this one going to be Jake Ward, Thomas Vandervelden, Mike Bing, Shane Smith, Mark Dakent, Tim Markham, and Pat Hamill. All right, guys, I'm going to call you by name. Jake Ward, Thomas Vandervelden, Mike Bing, Shane Smith, Mark Dakent, Tim Markham, and Pat Hamill. Race number 6 off and rolling. Second heat of 21.5 buggy. Four by 4 short course, you guys are up next. Pat Hamill, your early leader in this one. The margin's thin. Jake Ward in the 2. Bing, Vandervelden, Smith, Markham, Dakent. Hamill in that all blue, yellow wheels. 16.6 last time across the line. Ward in a 2 spot. Ward in the white and red. We got Vandervelden, Bing, Smith, Dakent, and Markham. 3:25 to go. Oh, that was cool. Pat Hamill working across the line here. A little bit of lap traffic related issues. Going to lose a couple spots. Jake Ward taking over the top spot. 18 lap run for him. Vandervelden, 17 and a flat. Hamill, 17.05. 07 from Bing. 16.05 from Shane Smith. 15s for Markham and Dakent. 2:50 to go. Ward working a step down chicane right now, white and red. Dropping off that top position. Vandervelde going to take it over. The margin's 4/10 up front. Halfway down, halfway to go. Ward back to the front. 1.4 in his favor. Vandervelde with a little bit of a rough lap there, 19.6. Going to drop him down to the 2 spot. Only about 1.6 back from that 1 and 2 battle is Pat Hamill. Another 0.3 back is Mike Bing. Little break to the Smith-Dakin battle. Tim Markham in the 7 spot. 3 down, 2 to go. Things are tightening up front. Ward and Vandervelde in separation, 9/10. Pat Hamill only another 0.3 off of that. Mike Bing another 0.7 off of that. Mike Bing throwing down his best lap last time by 16.9, backs it up 17.6. 1:25 to go. Driver stand triple, watch it right in front of the stand. Four down, 1 to go. Ward across the line last time by 17 flat, backing it up 17.3. 18 lap run now. Vandervelde hanging on to that 17 in a flat. 0.3 for Hamill. 0.9 for Bing. 16 for Smith and Dakin. Markham on a 15, 5.02. Someone getting it wrong in front of the stand. Oh, that was Tim. 25 seconds to go. Our leader goes 16.9. $15 seconds to go. 4x4 short course up next. Keep going, keep going. Everybody's still alive. Jake Ward, you are done. Only one done. Racing in front of you. Thomas Vandervelde done. Shane Smith done. Waiting on a couple more. There's Hamill, Bing, Dakin. Just waiting on Tim Markham. And there he is. That's a race. Shut him down. Marshall's on your blower or the closest blower to you. Mr. Becker, you want to grab that blower that you're close to? Jake Ward going to take that one. 17.501. 5.03 for Vandervelde and 0.5 for Hamill. 17 and a 5.15 for Mike Bing. 16 for Smith and Dakin. 15.511 for Tim Markham. All right, 4x4 guys. Go ahead and roll them around, check them in. All right, everybody is checked in. The order in this one. Oh, there's Adam Grotz. Adam Grotz going to go out first. Matt Sunderledge, Nick Billy, Chuck Billy, Sage Siegel, Tom Siegel, Jeremy Zantow, and Bo Zantow. All right, marshals, watch your ankles. You're going on your name. Adam. Matt. Nick. Chuck. Sage. Tom. Jeremy. And Bo. All right, off and rolling here. It sounds like 21.5, but it's actually 4x4 short course on the track right now. If you had your eyes closed, you would never be able to tell the difference. Oh, yeah. That's how you know it's 4x4 short course. You can hear the thunk on the sweeper wall. 1 minute in, 4 minutes to go. Nick Billy, Matt Sunderledge, Adam Grotz out front. Chuck Billy, Sage Siegel, Bo Zantow, Tom Siegel, Jeremy Zantow. Nick Billy, 19-lap run working early on here. 18s for Sunderledge and Grotz. Watch a driver stand triple. Driver stand triple. Go close to the driver's stand. Still there, still there. I got a marshal out there. Well, that was close to the driver's stand, all right. $130 down, $330 to go. Sunderledge taking over the top spot. Nick Billy with a rough lap, dropping him down to an 18-lap pace. Sunderledge got about a 1 second gap on Nick Billy right now, who's got 1.6 on Adam Grotz. And we got Sage, Chuck, Bo, Jeremy, and Tom. 3:10 to go. All these guys grouping up, working a tabletop section right now. $2:45 to go. Sunderledge, Billy Grotz. Sunderledge maintaining that 19-lap run. 1.1 gap on the 2-car, Nick Billy. Little break to Grotz now. Halfway down, halfway to go. $155 to go. Sunderledge hanging on to the top spot. 19 and a 5, 14, 1.7 the gap now over Nick Billy. Billy on an 18.503, 5:13 for Grotz, 17 for Siegel, 16 for Chuck, 13 for Bo, 12 for Jeremy, and Tom on an 11-lap run. $110 to go. Leader across the line, that's Matt Sunderledge, 16.6 that time by. 19 and a 5:15 is his pace. He's gapped significantly over to Nick Billy in that 2 spot. Sunderledge on his lid, but he's got a comfortable margin. 30 seconds on the clock. Keep going, keep going. Sunderland, you are done. Only one done. Chuck Billy is done. Adam Gratz is done. Nick Billy is done. Waiting on a few more. Waiting on Sage, Bo, and Tom. There's Tom. There's Sage. Waiting on one more. Bo Zantow. Working down the line here. And that's a race. Marshall's on the closest blower to you. Sunderland's going to take that one 18.502. 509 for Nick. 510 for Gratz. 17 for Sage. 16 for Chuck. 13 for Bo. 12 for Jeremy. And 11 for Tom Siegel. All right, set those trucks down right out to Marshall. Get these Marshalls spread out here. All right, stock buggy guys, roll them around, check them in.